Billy, cheers.
I'm Michael Fassbender.
I'm James McAvoy. We are Wild Stallions.
That is excellent.
Yeah, we've interviewed Sir Ian McKellen and Emma Dumont and also Michael about the relationship between Professor X and Magneto. So we would like to ask James this time, what do you think is the relationship between Professor and Magneto?
I think it's complicated. I think there's love there, there's weariness and fatigue there. I think they're over that relationship in some ways. They need some space from each other. I think they'll be there for each other if any of them are in dire need. But then again, they'll fight against each other if their ideologies demand that. I don't think Charles would ever have put himself in the position or said that he was in the position of learning from Eric, which speaks to his vanity. But I think by the end of this film, actually, I think he would put himself as he'd admit that he's got a lot to learn from Eric.
How about you, Michael? Has anything changed? Have you changed your opinion about the relationship between you two since our last interview?
I think first and foremost, you know, Professor X and Magneto, they need each other. They sort of make each other relevant. I feel so grateful that we got to show the sort of birth of this relationship in First Class. You know, Eric and Charles meeting for the first time. I think that was a great privilege to have the opportunity to do that, and to also see that Charles created Magneto, and inadvertently Eric created Charles Xavier. You know, Professor X. I think he'll always be grateful, sometimes resentful of that sort of he showed him how to access his full powers. Like James said, I think there's at the beginning of this episode, there's a weariness. They've kind of, you know, they've argued their individual ideologies so much. I think the fact of the matter is, for me anyway, the way I see it is that Charles is Eric's only friend. You know, even though he's sort of in Genosha amongst other mutants, I see him very much as a lonely figure, kind of like a general who can never really make friends with his soldiers. And so the one person that he can actually sit down and sort of have an equal conversation with would be with Charles.
But then at the end of this film, I think there's a whole new chapter for those two characters, and I think
as actors on the set, do you think you guys are the type that kind of like really gets each other and like really understand each other like instantly and have that good connection?
I think we definitely had that right back when we were screen testing. That happened really quick, and I think it was very clear, because I ended up screen testing with a few people, but like it was very clear. It was like, wow, this really worked. You know what I mean? There was a scene where we did. It was sort of Charles and Eric talking about their love interests. I seem to remember, and it just felt quite natural. It felt like
I like redheads. Oh, wait. Okay.
Was that a line? I think it might have been. It might have been actually. And it felt very, very natural. But I think we've always respected each other's work and attitude and approach, and tried to back each other up accordingly. You know?
Yeah, no, just to really kind of, I always remember, you know, the first audition, and you know, either you have chemistry or you don't, and it was really kind of, you know, apparent from that first audition. Billy, 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 Billy.
So, anything funny, interesting that happened during the shooting?
Very little. It was a morbid and just serious set.
I'm still laughing at the, hey, Macarena, but like that.
Hi. I got pranked by Jessica Chastain at one point, who decided, as I was in a harness with wires on my arms and on my legs, and sort of really just at the mercy of the stunt department, and difficult scene for me to play the Macarena and make me sort of dance the Macarena, which was great for 10-15 seconds, but after 2.5 minutes, it was really cutting in and causing me some serious trouble. So the bit that Michael was like, it's like, hey Macarena, it was like, hi. It was really sore. So that was a lot of fun for everybody except me.
Do you guys know that song?
The Macarena. You guys know the Macarena? It's from like 20 years ago, yeah. She's trapped in the 90s. It's Jessica Chastain.
So this is the last installment of the franchise. Do you think the ending is as what you expected?
I expected to portray a version of Charles that was a lot closer to what Patrick Stewart did in the movies 20 years ago by the time we finished. So there is that, there was some kind of, I think, inevitability in that we hit in this film. But at the same time, we also showed a kind of negative aspect of his character that I don't really feel is present in the movies of 20 years ago. So in some ways it is what I expected, but in some ways it subverted that expectation as well, for me personally.
I'm really happy that we got to see Jean Grey be front and center in this film. She is the most powerful mutant in the series, so it was only fitting, I think, that she got her moment. And you know, with Sophie Turner, just really everything sort of seemed to galvanize perfectly from where she is you know, in her career and as an actor. And she's fantastic in this movie. So it was really, I think it's a very fitting end.
Was it sentimental for people making the last one?
A little bit when we do that scene together in Paris.
Yeah. Was that the last thing we shot?
I think it was.
Wow.
In my mind it is, anyway.
Let's choose to remember it. I think it is though. It's the last thing I shot.
I think it is, yeah. Yeah. So that felt nice, you know, to sort of have a scene together, because we haven't had that many scenes.
From First Class, when we did First Class 10 years ago, everybody seemed to love our relationship. We loved playing with each other, and then for the next 9 years, basically we got maybe 6 or 7 scenes together.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that, but hey ho.
We all know that you all have really good relationship, no matter if at work or besides work, after work. So the fans are eager to know if you're going to be if you're going to be seeking any chance for collaboration in the future.
No. Huh? No, we're done.
It's not going to happen.
We are done. We're done. We operate on different levels. We've got nothing planned.
No.
And so no. But maybe.
Yeah.
If the right script comes in.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
It'd be lovely.
It'd be lovely.
Wouldn't it?